What's up, guys? D-Mac here for PotatoCyborgs, doing a little video. I'm currently playing a Crusader with the Thorns build, just to show you a little bit of what I'm doing here real quick, and then we'll do a Greater Rift. So here we are. I have the full Thorn set, uh, some of which is ancient. Yeah, I got one, three ancient items, so not a whole lot out of the Thorn set, but I do have some other ancients throughout the mix. But let's start at the head. Crown of the Invoker. Actually, you know what? No. In the Invoker set, you find enough information on that. But some of the stats you're looking for is going to be Strength, Vitality, Thorns damage, and CDR. Those are like the primary stats you want to look for with this build. Outside, outside of the Invoker set, I'm using the Endless Walk, which is the Compass Rose and the Traveler's Pledge. That way, while I'm moving around, I'm taking less damage. While I'm standing still, I'm doing more, which is really good for Rift Guardians and then some of the packs kind of throughout. Here I have the hack, so it does a percentage of your Thorns damage on every attack, so that helps out a little bit with your single target damage. And then I have that Topaz in there too, giving me some more general Thorns damage. Um, and also, just so you know where I'm at, I have 258,000 Thorns damage here. So that's kind of what you're looking for. At one point I was at 280, which was higher. I don't remember what changed since then, but I started to look at some CDR, throwing that into the build and such as well. Um, Outside of that, on the offhand, I'm using the Akarat's Awakening because with this build you're doing a lot of blocking, and this is going to increase your block chance. Um, Sorry, no, this isn't. It's on there as a stat, but the primary stat there is to reduce cooldowns, so that way you can get your abilities out a little bit faster. Then on this side, we're using the Justice Lantern. That way, I'm getting some damage reduction based on my block chance, so that's why we want higher block chance in there. Belt of the Trove, that's pretty vital because Bombardment does give you most of the damage with this particular build. So to have that just automatically cast every 6 seconds is pretty dope, and 6 is the best you could get on that. We're using the Heart of the Iron. Now with this, you could either do Heart of the Iron or Aquila's Cuirass, either or. Basically take the best of the two, equip that, and then cube the other one. In my case, I ended up equipping the Heart of the Iron, so that's giving me Thorns damage based on a percentage of my Vitality. Uh, Traveler's Pledge, kind of talked about that a little bit. That's really just for the set bonus, pretty much. For the legendary gems, I'm using Boyarski's Chip, which gives me 65,000 Thorns damage at rank 62. And then uh, it also gives you the taunt there for a minute, which isn't too big of a deal, depending on some of the items you have equipped. I'm using Bane of the Stricken, so that way uh, enemies enemies that I attack take more damage, basically, and then you get 25% increased damage against bosses and Rift Guardians. So there you go. And then Bane of the Trap, so I'm increasing damage against targets that I have under control impairing effects. And then also, once you get it up to the 35 rank, 30 or 35, whatever it is, you get the aura that reduces movement speed. So that's kind of automatically triggering itself. So that is all of the items. What I have cubed right now is the Mortal Drama, which is giving you more bombardment there, more damage from that. If when you get a little bit higher, depending on your defense and stuff like that, you might want to look at putting this on, which is going to give you an additional 20% chance to block, and blocked attacks deal less damage. And in addition to that, your next attack does 30% additional damage. And then there's the Aquila Cuirass. Now, if you do want to make things a little bit faster, you could use Nemesis Bracers for the shrines and pylons, and then you could also do Swift Mount. Not necessarily if you're doing greater rifts, it seems, but normal T10 runs, Swift Mount is pretty nice because you have that extra charge, or the extra duration of the charge. In Convention of the Elements, that is also important because a lot of your damage comes from the Bombardment ability. Whenever you do Bombardment, you want to make sure you cast it while it's on the physical, because Thorn's damage is physical. And moving on to abilities, I'm doing Punish. You could kind of use Slash or Punish, whichever you like, but this one does increase your block chance, so I like that. Using your Steed Charge, you could put on Spiked Barding if you want. Doesn't do a whole lot of damage. I like the longer duration. And this is important here. So you're using Bombardment. You want to make sure to use Barrel of Spikes. When you have Barrel of Spikes rune set up, the automatic cast from your belt will also be Barrel of Spikes, basically. Iron Skin, Reflective Skin, that gives extra Thorns damage, so you want to pop that, and then Bombardment. And I also have Consecration, Bed of Nails, which has more Thorns damage, a little area affecting spell. And then lastly, Akarant's Champion for when things get hairy. And I'm using Fervor, Iron Maiden, Lord Commander, and Finery. This can be switched out. Yeah, I like having the reduced cooldown because I don't have the CDR I actually want to have, so that's why I have that. But for more durability, you could always go with that too, increasing your block chance by even more. So, took longer to go over that stuff than I wanted to. So let's jump right into a rift. I'm going to go ahead and do 60. We'll see how things go. Oh goodness, holy crap. Anyway, he's just right there sitting on top of me. So you're generally pretty tanky in here. Of course, once you start getting higher up, you're going to start to feel it a little bit more naturally. But it's nothing a lot of folks won't be able to handle. I've actually gotten up to 64. I've successfully completed 64 with this build. I finished 65, but I was about 2 minutes too late. So I was able to do it, I just didn't quite have the damage to complete it successfully. So I think that's still pretty impressive. Just kind of looking for some big groups, kind of normal stuff there. I'm a little bit ahead of schedule, so that's always a good feeling. Perfect timing with the physical. As you can see down here, that's Convention of Elements. When it's gray and boring and ugly, that's going to be your physical. So like now, and you always have to make sure that you do your Iron Skin before your Bombardment and Consecration. And you have to cast those things while the physical is up, otherwise you're not going to get the bonus from it. When I first started doing the build, I would cast Bombardment just slightly before, that way the duration of Bombardment would be through the physical, but it counts from when you initially cast it. looking for some folks. I'm not sure if you guys are seeing the lag, so I apologize if you are, but you can still make it out, I'm sure. I'm using my Templar in here too. I haven't spent a lot of time perfecting the follower situation, so it is what it is. I mostly just use the Templar to get people off of me. I do wish there was something to speed up the rotation of convention of elements. That would be lovely. That way, like, just then, when you miss it, you could always just wait for a short period of time. I mean, it's already pretty quick anyway. It's only 2 seconds, but whatever. It's like J.G. Wentworth, you know? It's my money and I want it now. Ooh, they just came over to me. Can't be mad at that. Well, I guess I can if they kill me. For the most part, this is a pretty durable build. I don't find myself in situations where I'm dying often. It does happen though, which is unfortunate. That was good timing for Paragon level. Your worst enemy, I don't know if this is the same for everybody, but your worst enemy as a Thorns Bombardment Crusader is going to be Arcane. It's just never a good situation to be in. They need to move that, seriously. Alright, now we're starting to chug along a little bit. We're getting a pretty good lead here.
Not yet.
I'm not sure if you guys are noticing it, but I'm kind of coming off of cold or something, so I'm beating myself to cough, so sorry if it's kind of cutting in and out a little bit, but oh boy, here we go. Look at that. Look at those people. And the Consecration ability heals you up too. So if you do find yourself in a bind, you could always drop Consecration, even if it's a little early. I just mashed everything and messed up. But even if you don't have the COE or Convention of Elements bonus, you can still drop Consecration and it'll heal you a little bit, so that's not bad. Alright, there's all that. Kind of decent group here if they come over to me. Oh boy. Teleporter, huh? I think you can see when the bombardment comes down, you kind of just melt people. So that's definitely where a lot of your damage comes from. And the Akarat's champion, if you do die while it's active, you'll come back one time within, I think it's, oh crap, 30 or 60 seconds, you'll come back with full life, but it could only happen once every 30 or 60 seconds. So you do have to still use it wisely. Alright. It's been a while since I've actually had to go up to floor 4. Alright. Alright. Whatever. We'll just kill all these guys. So, as you guys can see here, it's getting pretty comfortable. I mean, a couple close calls, but nothing that a little bit of attentiveness can't prevent. Whether it be your potions, consecration, Akarat's champion, whatever it is. You got a lot of tools at your disposal here. Oh yeah, another tip or another trick that you could do is life on hit. So your damage comes from your thorns, which has nothing to do with your weapon damage. So ideally you want to do life on hit, some life on hit damage with a super fast attack speed weapon. So like here I'm taking pretty quick with my hack. Another good weapon is the pig sticker. It's a little smidgen quicker. So if you do need to go that route, it's useful. And as you can see here, the boss is pretty much not a big deal. Consumable, eh? Alright, so let's see. Take my chances here, try to get it up to a 60. Ooh, 3 in a row at 60%. Can't be mad at that. Had 4.5 minutes left, so that means I finished it at what, about 11.5 minutes? Not too bad. 10.5 minutes, yeah. So yeah, pretty good there. So that's it, guys. That is the what you call it here? Thorns Bombardment Crusader. Wow, I cannot talk and concentrate. But it's pretty dope. It's not bad. I like it. If you're gonna do a hardcore character, I mean, you might as well do a Crusader because they're pretty beast mode. Had no problem with it going all the way up to where I'm at right now. So once you get the Invoker set, you are good to go. Anyways, guys, thanks for watching my video of the Crusader. Tune in next time when we'll have another super exciting video of some sort with some person in it, probably. Hope you guys enjoyed. Leave a like, subscribe, leave a comment, whatever you want. Thanks for watching. Peace.